Hi folks, welcome back. Got some interesting, well, some amazing codes again. Melchizedek, if you haven't seen the first one I did, it's a bit laboured, but obviously there was so much to fit in there, and even more I could fit in. But however, I'm going to try and sort of skip it a little bit, the beginning. But obviously it identifies and ties it with Cancer, the constellation Cancer, the king who lived there, Mount Carmel, and it's all in code, which leads to basically to find a secret H. Melchizedek is, I've got to get the spelling right on this, is seek hid. The word hid is actually HID as well, and we are actually IDing H. So even this has been hidden in wording from the beginning, and obviously we're going to reveal the secret H. Okay, without wasting any more time, I'm gonna skip this. There's a few extra bits that have been added to this, even from the first spear that this makes, but effectively we've got a line from Holy Island, Berwick-on-Tweed, okay. This is actually a code in itself, because this is actually land is holy. This is pointing to Llanmelin or Carmel. Again, watch the first one and it'll make more sense. Holy Island, so it's telling you that the land is holy. Okay, now this initial bow, this is Llanmelin, which is where, interestingly enough as well, Melchizedek, when you actually use it phonetically, it says Melchizedek. Well, there isn't actually. The Mel is the key, because it's a fort shaped like a key, and then you've got the keys of deck. Well, it's on the deck as well. Obviously, the key sits on the deck of the fort, and also a deck relates to a ship. We were obviously talking an ark. It's the ark of a bow. It's the ark of. It's basically the centre of Solomon's safe code as well, or combined nation safe code. So it's the ark of safety when things take a turn. Okay, so this bow is made up effectively on the map and looks something like, with a lot straighter lines, but looks like this. Obviously that goes down the centre, and I can't do it, but there we go, it's Llanmelin. Okay, so from here, this actually sits on, this one is Chester, hang on, let's do a bit higher. So we've got Chester, which is secret H. These are all anagrams, obviously, you just mix the word up and you get the correct meaning. So we've got secret H, then you've got Chesterfield. Oops, that's one word. So it's got Chesterfield. So this is secret if held. It's also secret if H led as well. Which is obviously what we're doing. We're following the H leads to get to to find the spear, and the spear that pinpoints, well, it is a spear of destiny, because this is where our destiny is, and mine certainly is. Okay, so this line, again, just literally off centre is peanuts off, but you've got Manchester, or it's in Manchester anyway, Manchester, which is, oh man, this is hard of it, Manchester, which is secret H man. So we're identifying the secret H man. Okay. This line in fact cuts, if you do it directly from there to there, it in fact hits if I can put it out there, it hits Eccles, to be exact. Well, Eccles is effectively to tie it, we make sure this is, this is, land is holy, and this ties with the Bible's Ecclesiastes, I think it is. But the spelling is Eccles, I set as, is it I set as? Yeah, I set as, or as I set, I think it is, but whichever one, it works out the same, but it's basically I set at Eccles, or whichever the spelling is, but you can double check it and work the anagram out yourself if I've got it slightly wrong. But effectively, this all sort of identifies. One I didn't see is just off the side, literally, where Llanmelin sits, there's the military base here, and inside the military base, they cleared it out in 1936, as I pointed out on the last video. There's actually ruins. Obviously you can't get to them, and I think they tell you they're medieval. They're clearly not. They're to do with Llanmelin. And the place this is, incredibly, is Dinham. It's called Dinham, well, Dinham Village, or it was. Well, Dinham is also IDH man. Okay, so although we've got all this there, right? So we know that there's a secret H. The land is holy where it sits. Eccles is Ecclesiastes, or Eccles I set at, so make sure you've got a biblical tie-up, that's where it meets. We got a secret H man, and a secret if held, or secret if H led, which basically is both. I've obviously been led to the H's, but the secret if held, so the bow is held by the secret H man. Okay, now amazingly, what we've got the other end, coming from the south, is another spear. Now, when it talks of Leviathan, firstly it says, can't they draw out Leviathan with a hook? Well, I literally drew Leviathan out on a map without even realising I was drawing Leviathan, but that's another story for another day. But ultimately, and then it says, can you take him with your arrows and fish spears, and then it gives you all these sort of weapons that are taking him out. Well, obviously around him I found there's one great big bow, there's the smaller bow of Orion, then you've got this spear coming in from the sort of northeast, from Holy Island. You've got another spear that comes through the Eye of Horus, which identifies Sodom and Gomorrah as well. But coming up the other way, and this is where it gets incredible, because taking all this into account, now we need just to make sure, unbelievably coming from this way. Right, this is Llanmelin. This is where it all comes from, the HID. So there's Llanmelin, and we as I just said, I found the Dinham, which is relevant here. It's Dinham, and then the army base, Dinham base, but right. So it's IDH man. Okay, well, who is the H man? Well, I mean, I think we already know it is, but just to be certain. Right, if you follow, the first point of obvious to follow this code is Winchester. Notice the word chest in all of these, because they are literally treasure chests of treasure from heaven written in the land, and we're just opening them up. So Winchester, well, that should be one word, but it's win. Because nothing's for free, I have to work for these and keep my Sabbath and keep doing this, but win secret H. So Winchester is winning the secret H. Okay, so what we do is we draw a line straight through there. Interestingly as well, if I follow this down, this line directly hits Bognor Regis. Now, Bognor Regis is interesting because this is the tribe of Zebulon. The obvious decode for this, for the tribe was the tribe of Zebulon being the zebra and the lion. It stands out like a sore thumb. And the tribe of this area, although they've got it down on paper as being slightly off and slightly over and more near Winchester, funny enough, are the Regenesis tribe. Sorry, that's Regis. Well, the Regenesis is obviously a regenesis, and this is why, or reference Genesis, or regenesis, or something. There's something along the lines of this. No, I can't think what they're called, but they're the Regenesis tribe. Just call them the Regenesis tribe for now, because it's easier, because that's what it relates to. So we've got the tribe of the Regnesis or something they're called, which when you look at it, you can clearly see it basically says Regenesis. Well, firstly with Bognor Regis, first thing you'll notice is the word Bo. Bo G on our Regis. Well, they're the Regis, so it's a Regenesis on our Bo G. Well, you've also got the place of the Regenesis is where the Ark is, again. You've got the Melchizedek, the deck of the Ark again. This all ties in. This also ties in with Boadicea as well, interestingly enough, hence the G Bo on our G-Ducea, that even her name is coded, believe it or not. And she ties again with Clan Melin, written in the map as in Australia, Victoria, Melbourne. Victoria was her name, Boadicea, Victoria Boadicea, and she was actually Caradoc's sister, and obviously Caradok being the Ark of God and the leader of the Silures here. Just showing you where it all connects, but without going off too far, this is where it gets interesting, because this spear is made up of something incredible. Right, where I actually am right now doing these videos from is a place called Caelum. Okay, and that's where I am. Well, I'm actually in Eastleigh's Mines, or in a place that Eastleigh's Mines is the place I work, which is actually an anagram of Atlas Mine Atlas Mine as well, for my big Atlas mine, and just confirms that as well, just to show you that this all links. But this one is not only Marco which is because it's a secret, but it's also, when we find the secret and we take the shush out of it, Marco's H. Okay, so if it's Marco's H, obviously you're identifying the H man being, well, if it's Marco's H, I'm obviously the H man. Okay. Right, okay, to make this spear up, the next place, if this crosses, incredibly, is a place called, let's do it, hang on, let's just do that one there. It's a little bit thinner this side on this one, it's like as if it's coming in at an angle. Okay, so firstly, Melchizedek. So important, because this is brilliant. I knew it had some connection with just by seeing the Mel and that in Ham and the Canaan K. But what it actually is this is actually it's actually Melks. Hang on. Oh, sorry, it's let's get that a bit clearer. Melks H. So he's telling you Melks being Melchizedek or Melks. Obviously Melks is pretty clear that that's the short for Melchizedek being Melks. I don't know how it works, but he's the high priest, and I don't understand most of it, but I'm just showing you what the code says, so it makes more sense. Whether, I don't know whether Melchizedek is actually some heavenly priest, or whether it's just a code, I honestly don't know. But I do know that this all adds up to code. And that's where I'm coming in, and it is identifying that well, Marco's H and Melch's H, pretty clear so far. And the third location is called Bower's Hill. Well, it's exactly where the Bower's Hill is, because secondly you've got the centre of the arc of the bow of Arcturus and Gerus, and you've got the bow of Orion that fires off as well, which is significant. So you've got two spears, basically. You've got two spears pinning Orion's bow for some reason. I think it's to pin it in place. So this is Carrow Hill, Gerus, standing stones on Grey Hill or near G Hill. This is the arc of Melin as well. So on the Carmel line, but. Okay, so as you can see, this is pretty substantial. Well, it's certainly C-Mel seek the HID, or ID the H, or the Mel seek hid. It's hid, the hidden seek, this is secret, hidden within all the land. This is Yar's new works, and this is how he laid it out. And right, the next part is even more, for me, head frying, if I'm honest. But it is what it is, and I'm going to show you the code that I've been given, which is pretty incomprehensible and sort of leads on to what the secret H represents. But that's a code that I don't wish to release yet. But obviously I will have to in some time in the future. Right. Okay. Oh, just off as well, I meant to show you, just off this second one, the second bow, down here is a place called Scene, which is obviously quite a strange name and a strange way of saying it, but what it actually is Escend. Okay, so Escend, right, well, what is he sending with this bow? Right, well, in the bow, in the Old Testament, the Old Testament, it says, I will send a righteous one. Okay, well, in the code, or in the word righteous is also a code and a message, believe it or not, and this is why it says righteous so many times. I love righteousness, and everything is righteous. Well, the code in this, miraculously, is Gerus. So he's sending a righteous one, throwing the spear of, I guess, one of the spears that identifies the H, and yeah, well, there you go. Gerus. Okay. The next incredible one, which I've been given, is British. We're called the British Isles, but there's more to that as well that meets the eye. But right, what we really are, or what we really were, is this. Okay, it's the Britain Isles. We're the Isles of Britain, not Britain. We're not British, we're Britons. Now, what does, like, there's a code within Britain Isles. Again, you just could not make this up. And again, and believe me, I didn't really decode this, it just came to me, but you could, well, you'll see what I mean now. The reason it's called Britain Isles is because there is a bright one of the Silures, or Israel's is also, it's an anagram of Silures, sorry, not Silures, Silures. Well, the Silures are obviously the ninth tribe, which I decoded as Simeon being me in Sion. Okay, to get this now, so it's a bright one of the Silures. Well, and again, this is not me on an ego trip, I'm just showing the code that I've been given. But the added letters are sorry, it's a Silua, not Silures, it's a bright one, Silua, or bright one, Israel. No, it isn't, sorry, I'm talking wet. Israel's, that's right, sorry, yeah, sorry, it is. Okay, so it is Silures, take it back. Okay, so when you bring down the added letters of this, you get when you unscrabble them, it's he, G, Rus. Again, oh, this keeps coming back every code, every sort of, I don't know why or how what I do, but there's even more to come of this yet. The book makes it, just makes it incredible, but let's go into a different realm. Well, knowing all this, so is the bright one here, G Rus, and even righteous, the righteous one is whatever it was, G Rus, or what. Like I say, you can tell that this flusters me as much as anyone else, because I'm still questioning how this is all possible, but it is, clearly, because they say lightning doesn't strike twice. Well, they seem to be striking everywhere, or the arrows seem to be firing everywhere. Right, okay, the next one I'm going to do, because I did notice in the word Melchizedek, there's the word chiseled as well. I don't think it's a code in there, but it prompted me, and this is probably a trigger to do it, to show you an amazing, again, amazing, obviously we'll be working with the stars as well. And the amount of times that Jerusalem comes up in the stars is absolutely phenomenal, or it connects to them in one way or another. Well, there is a star constellation called Caelum. Right, and it's known as the chisel. Interestingly enough, the Freemasons have I don't know, some sort of I don't know whether it's an award or something, the order of the, right, and I've reading this off something now, Masonic articles and essays. The Masonic chisel, a resolution not just for New Year's. In Freemasonry, the symbol of the chisel represents discipline and education. And this is an interesting statement that fits perfectly with what we're doing here. Just as the chisel removes unneeded stone to reveal the jewel, form or sculpture within. Well, the jewels are the jewels, the fake jewels of the crown, just so you know, and I'll come to that, but that's more symbology in the crown jewels. They're the crowned jewels of the crown, the deceptive jewels of the crown over in the Middle East, where they've pretended to make the new Holy Land, because this goes back a long way, this planning. However, back to Caelum, the chisel, but you can see obviously that, well, we know who chiseled. This is to identify those who took it away and hid it. Right, what we've got is basically Caelum. So what we're going to do is, from that, well, went is the modern name for Jerusalem, or the decoded Jerusalem, and G Rus Silum. Okay, so we've got the beginning and the end. We've got the Chi, and the Lum, the Lum. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the letters and obviously bring them down. Well, amazingly, well, this is basically went is an anagram of weren't. Okay, let's just tie that one. They're all added in. These are the added in, and this is the statement to say G Rus I or IG Rus, whichever. So what it is saying, in effect, the secret message written in Caelum the chisel, because the masons have chiselled away the words symbolically, and obviously hidden it and changed it around and hidden G Rus. Well, this is saying it weren't Cael went, G Rus I. Well, G Rusilum. That's what the name of it was. So it wasn't. It's Caent now, but as well, originally it was G Rusilum. And again, this is written in the stars, and how, you know, how is this possible? This should not happen. I've just shown you the righteous, the Britons, all naming G Rus. There's a place not up the road, yet Marco Rus, tied in with Recon G of the Solomon sign, which gives you G Rus, Recon G Rus. Well, this is coming in from so many different angles, and none of it from books or from any human source, because it isn't, you know, it's not me intelligent, I can assure you. If I was intelligent, I wouldn't now be working as a security guard on nights in a name that has my name and code in it. Ironically or amazingly. Okay, so let's go on to the right, this one's a complex one, but the word grace. Okay, so who were given grace? Well, firstly, is a G race. Well, a G race lived in Jerusalem. So, and they are the Israels, the real name for the Israelites. You take the lies and the ra off, and you get the ones that follow his rules. Well, they did, and that's why we look at. But we obviously lost the grace. So with the G race. So the G race is the Israels. G is seventh and holy. The G is the seventh letter of the alphabet, so it indicates seven and holy. Same why the river Severn is well, it's called the Severn. You just move the R to the beginning, and it's the seven. You know, it's the seven R7. So it's the seven and holy ones, even though they're the ninth tribe. Okay, so right. Okay, at the time when they were given grace, there was G care, C-A-R-E. So there was G care, okay? But right, this is where it gets complex. Now, this is incredible as well. So the word grace is G, and race is an anagram, incredibly, of Kaya. You can see where this one's going. Okay, so again, we do the same thing. We put Jerusalem, Kaya went. Okay, because it's Kaya, we've got the G for Jerusalem and the Kaya of Kaya went. Well, the added letters again. Jerusalem went. So when the care went, then you get the G went. The care went, the G went. Well, the Kaya went is in the county of Gwent, and we ended up being so low Mon, or Mon. As we are today, Monmouth Shire, the Kingdom of Solomon. That's basically, and I think I'm the Monmouth that the Monmouth hires as well. The mouth, the hired mouth of Mon, that's here to speak all this and let you know what's gone on and where it's all gone. Okay. So that's a little bit of a breakdown. I think there's more. There is more, because I always think of more things after I finish this. But either way, I think that's pretty clear that grace, where grace refers to, or where the place was grace and the grace gone. But again, the G is, well, G is back, being one of my codes, G being back, and you know, exposing the race, and probably in a race as well, against time, I think. But however, right, the final one I want to do is the Phoenix always connects to G Rus. Okay, again, the code behind the Phoenix is, these are the tools to raise G Rus, the star constellation G Rus, from the ground. Well, PH is an F. Okay, so when we bring it down, we get Phoenix, which gives us the tools. One is E, you can use the PH on this one, phonics, if you'd use it phonically, so we can use phonics. I'll come to that one, but phonics is just sound. So when something sounds, like for example, well, there we go, Melchizedek, that's using phonics, or phonics, or he phonics. Now I found the H, so he's phonics. Then you've also got the next one is ONEFIX, so we've got one fix, so it allows one fix in a letter, but it also fixes the Phoenix to G Rus the crane, so one fix on it. And my first video, the long one, does a breakdown on that. And the last part, and the last tool that I know of so far, is fix on E. Okay, right, well, the next one, right, so with that in mind, these are the three tools. So we've got he phonics, so we can use phonics. One fix, we're allowed to fix a letter, or change a letter, whichever, and fix on E. Well, this comes into play beautifully because it uses two of these. The word transgression. Now, why not say a sin? Why transgression? It uses this word over and over, which instantly tells me that there's more to it than meets the eye. Okay, so let's put the word there. Well, this tells you exactly what the biggest, I'm assuming the biggest transgression is. Well, it is the biggest transgression. Right, firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to use fix, right, yeah, I just found another tool actually. Is fix on E is also fix no E. So this is Phoenix again. So it's fix no E. Right, okay. There you go, there's one. I've just literally just got that one now. So there's a new one. So what we're going to do is fix no E. So we're going to take out the E of transgression. And now we're going to use one fix. And I'm guessing it's me doing it. You put the U into it, into the transgressions. Okay, so what we're going to do now is split the word, and what we actually have is, so the big transgression is in fact G Rus and Sion. And trans means to transit it abroad, and this is why you have Jerusalem. There's actually a massive, well, a big code in Jerusalem, but I don't want to do that one right now. But the word Salem, there's a code, well, one big code in that, but I'll leave that for another video. But the transgression is actually a transgression, which is a transgrusion hidden in code when you fix no E, and then you put one fix U, or U one fix, or U fix one U. Well, I'm the U that fixing it. Anyway, there we go, folks. I hope that another step towards everybody realising that this is not made up, that you could not make this stuff up. There's way too much of it. And obviously there's one creator, his name is Yahweh, and he put all this in a plan. And I just hope that this is just starting to realise that, again, the whole purpose of this is or the main purpose is to show that he's real. And obviously he's using me to putting me out there and putting my name in places, not because there's nothing to do with my ego, I'm not looking for it, it's just there. But he's obviously doing it because to well, obviously to prove that he's real and that he planned this in advance, because all of this was there way before I was ever born. Anyway, onward and upward, and I'll speak to you and see you on the next video. Thank you again for watching. If you want to get in contact with me, my email again is m4rco, all lowercase, 3006 at yeah, that tickles me, yahoo.co.uk. Okay, lovely, and catch you soon.